Alright man, welcome back to another video. In today's video, it's gonna be a little different. I'll actually record the video in English. It's more so explaining how learning Spanish changed my life and maybe how it'll benefit you. Everybody's situation, everybody's story is different, but for me, it's how it impacted my life in different ways that I really didn't expect. I had a goal, but I was able to flourish and learn other aspects I was able to learn other things through this process. So I wanna share those things with you. So it's gonna be broken down into 5 categories: financial, mental, social experiences, or simply meeting people, travel, and the effects or indirect effects that I've had on other people. So first we'll talk about the financial. From a financial perspective, I can put, I'm fluent or somewhat proficient in Spanish on resumes, but that's not really how it helped me. I'm an ambitious person, so I've had opportunities, or I've found opportunities through things that I've learned through the process or things that I thought could be better. And for instance, I made an app that allows you to talk with ChatGPT during your process. So if you don't have a tutor, you don't have someone that you can speak with, you can talk with the app, because I didn't always have someone. So I needed that because I was always looking, but I didn't feel comfortable going to people, or maybe trying to find or go to a restaurant was maybe out of my budget, right? And there were times where I just needed to speak with someone. So I built an app that helped me. And because of that, I've been able to help others. So I would say from a simple standpoint, financially, it's opened up many doors, even with the app. And then I've been able to start businesses from the app because of things that I've learned through that. But it all started because I took the leap of faith to learn Spanish. So from a mental perspective, that's what we'll go into next. I think people don't really realize how much your mind opens up when you learn a new language, because you go through these processes and steps and iterations of wanting to quit, wanting to try something different, feeling like you wasted time. And for me, I started out watching videos, not understanding anything. Like, I'd watch telenovelas, I watched Netflix shows, I watched people on YouTube, from car content to vlogs to whatever it may be, like podcasts, which is what I like to watch the most. I'd understand zero, nothing. It literally sounded like they're just making noises, and I could have been watching Chinese because I didn't understand any of it. But then you continue, and then after month 1, you start hearing certain words, and it's like, okay, they have to be talking about this around this context. And then month 3, it's a little bit more. And then when you start having conversations with people, it starts with, okay, what the hell are they saying to me? And then it becomes, okay, I understand more what you said. I understand more what you said. Now I actually understand what you said, but I need to figure out how to reply. So now you're using the translator to reply. And then after a while, you don't have to use the translator. Now you just understand what they're actually saying, and you can actually just have a conversation around that topic. And then you just continue to go back and forth with that and learn and learn and learn. And that's what I did. And it took time. And even to this day, you put me in a room, or you allow me to talk to somebody that is really comfortable and they use slang, or they have a really strong accent, or they just talk really fast. And to this day, I still won't get it. And that's fine. It's going to happen. That's like the strongest part of learning a language for me. It gave me this feel that I could do anything. Honest to God, like, I could genuinely put time in, because there are times where I put 30 minutes a day at minimum, 15 minutes a day. That's better than 0. And versus I had other days where I'd study for 4 hours, 6 hours. Keep going, do it every day, be consistent, and you'll learn it. And you'll start to pick up on the feel that you can do anything. I feel like I could go learn a programming language if I wanted to. I could learn Chinese, I could learn anything. I just have to want to and be consistent and disciplined every day. I'm gonna add one thing. So it's not gonna be 5, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but this is one thing I used to do all the time. Stop comparing yourself. I used to watch like progress videos of like Mike Ben when he was like consistently going through it. He'd update every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. I used to compare my 3 month to his 3 month, and I feel like he was better than me. And it fucked with me way too much. It's like, oh, his 3 month is way better. I'm doing it wrong. I have to be, I need to figure out what he's doing that I'm not doing, or I just suck at it. I'll never learn it because his 3 months sounds way better than my 3 months. It doesn't matter. It's your progress. What you have, the time you have allocated, just keep going. I promise you, there's gonna be a point, especially, I promise you, every person that's learned a language does that. You can't help it. Oh shit, at his 3 months, because you wanna have a timestamp of, okay, I should be here at a certain point. Fuck the timestamp. If you want to learn a new language and you wanna use it for the rest of your life, who cares if you figured it out in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if you actually plan to use it for the rest of your life? The timestamp doesn't matter, just keep going. And that's what I had to accept. And about 1.5 years, that's when it really clicked. Like, it doesn't matter what his 1 year looks like or what her 1 year looks like. It's my year, all right? So just keep going and don't compare yourself to others. So back on track, I just feel like I needed to throw that in there because I used to do it every day and it used to fuck with me. Relax, you're on your own pace, just keep going. So social experiences, this is one that For some people, either will mess with you or make you appreciative, or you'll have both experiences where it's like, I'm appreciative, but damn. There were moments where I would speak in English to someone that I knew spoke Spanish, and they didn't know I spoke Spanish. And the conversation could be dry, the conversation could be exciting, but the second I started speaking Spanish, maybe I say, ¿de dónde eres? Or like, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué estás haciendo? Or whatever I say to continue the conversation or start the conversation, or just simply like, ¿tú hablas español, cierto? And like, we start talking. Everything changes. I've been invited to people's homes, people that originally had no intent on genuinely just trying to, be friends with me. I've been invited to homes. I've had the opportunity to like, oh, when you come to my country, when you come to my home outside of the United States, let me know. You can meet my family. We can have food. We can have dinner. Let me know. Everything changes when they see that you speak Spanish, and it can be a good and bad thing. It's like, damn, how come you couldn't do that when we were talking in English? And it's not personal. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, don't take it personal, because it's not. They can't help it. It's not personal to them. It's just they feel more connected with you when they talk in their native language. And sometimes they just have no interest. I've had the opposite experience where I've asked someone like, hey, do you speak Spanish? And they say yes. And I'm like, do you mind if I talk with you for a second? This happened once or twice. It doesn't happen often. It's very rare. And they were like, no, please, I don't want to. All right, cool. We'll keep it going. Like, I can't take it to heart that you don't want to speak to me in Spanish. You said no. All right, I respect it. And keep it pushing. It's very rare. That rarely happens, but it can, right? So I think that's the biggest thing is some people, you'll realize when you speak Spanish and they don't expect you to, you'll get treated very differently. Don't take it to heart. It's not personal. But it's one thing I noticed. A lot of times I enjoy it. It's like, damn, I made somebody feel open enough to do these things. But then when you sit for a second, it's like, damn, they didn't give a fuck a second ago. But now that I speak Spanish, it's like, okay, they opened up a little bit more. So biggest thing there is don't take it personal. It's really out of your control. Travel is, I've been to Mexico and Colombia. I've been to places in the States that speak Spanish a little bit more, like San Diego. So like your California, your Florida. I want to go back to Florida, like a Miami, Orlando. But when I was in Colombia, I went to Colombia for 2 weeks and didn't speak a lick of English, like none. Like I made myself survive. And I was good. I was able to, the social experiences, outside social experiences, travel, and the next point was like simply meeting people. Simply meeting people and social experiences were supposed to be together, but outside that together as I'm talking about travel. So because of that, I've had the opportunity to meet people before I go to Colombia. So like when I went to Colombia, for instance, I was never alone. I was always with someone. I was always being shown around or talking. I was never just solely by myself. And if I was, it's because I genuinely wanted to be by myself. And I had the opportunity to go to Colombia. I was there. I had people show me around. I had people welcome me. And it was a great experience. Like, you can't put a price tag on going to, like, for instance, if I went to Colombia and only spoke English, the experience is totally different versus if I went and I can speak the native language. You get a different connection, you get a different feel, people respect you more, and it's a totally different experience. So like, I want to take that and go to Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and there's a few more places, but those are the main two Spanish-speaking countries that I still have on my checklist. But travel, the experience changes completely when you do speak the native language versus if you speak your language. And I travel by myself a lot, so that's just like a personal thing that I choose to do. So when I go, I meet people before I get there, so I have people to be around, things to do, and I invite people out, and also people invite me out. Simply meeting people, I was supposed to tie that into social experiences, but basically, like, you just have the opportunity to open your network, communicate with people that you never had the experience to communicate with. And that's one of the main reasons I always wanted to learn. It's like, I could have never talked to that person. I never would have got a chance to experience their life, what they go through. You won't have that if you only speak your language, which is fine. But I wanted that. I wanted to be able to connect with people that I know I for a fact would have never been able to talk to. And I get a chance to do that now. And I look back on the progress that I had 2 years ago when I started, where I could barely read or sound out a word or even say the alphabet correctly. And now I can have a conversation and be fluent and get invited places and have friends in different countries like Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico. It's different. Your life changes. And your connection, the people around you change, and the way they invite you, and your personality will change too, because you get a chance to essentially start over completely. And then lastly is the effects that you have on people that you don't even realize, the indirect effects that you have on others. I have posted videos about Spanish, either on my Instagram, either my progress videos, or even in this case, like a video like how I've changed my life learning Spanish, or videos of me speaking or vlogging, and like classes that I've had, like the way that I learn, etc. I indirectly have had an impact on people, and you don't realize it. I've never realized it until I get a chance to hear people tell me something. Like my friends on Instagram tell me, bro, I've been wanting to learn for a minute. This is inspiring. Like, what can I do? or do you mind if I speak with you? Right? Simple as that. Or even on YouTube where I post a video and people say like, bro, I'm so proud of you, or like, I'm looking for someone to speak with, or like, I'm on my journey too. It's great to see a video like this because I needed it. Or even with my app that I built, right? Like, I don't think about it sometimes, but I have, helped over 2,000 people just from the people that have downloaded my app, and people subscribe and have subscriptions. And these are people that find value in what I built. And that all came because I took one step and stayed disciplined and committed to learning Spanish. Your life can change. And that you can apply that to quite literally anything. Just take the first step, stay focused, stay disciplined, and doors will open up that you couldn't imagine. I promise you couldn't imagine. Whether that be people, your network, your life, your mentality, opportunities from a financial or business perspective, everything can change if you just take the step forward and continue. And it doesn't have to be with language learning. It could be anything that you want out of life. So just keep going. So yeah, that's how learning a new language, Spanish, has really improved, helped my life, and changed me for the better. So I hope you all enjoy this video. If you have learned a language, or you are learning a language and you've experienced some change and it's like, wow, I would have never thought that, or even the things that you did expect, put them in the comments. I like to see how people have had experiences that have changed them, have differed from what I had, or even the same as what I've had. So let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.